Hey everybody and welcome, my name is Srom and welcome back everyone for another video for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about my senior speech. It's basically a speech that I had to do actually last week on the 20th that I had to do a practice speech because my real actual speech is in front of 3 board members that I have to present myself to, and it relates to my senior project and also my future. So without further ado, let us not waste any time and hope you enjoy this speech. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have, but do this with gentleness and respect. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 15. This is one of the very first apologetic statement made by the Apostle Peter, one of the 12 disciples of Jesus Christ. Apologetics is a branch of Christian theology which attempts to give a rational defense of the Christian faith. I am one of millions of Christians who globally use apologetics and is prepared to give an answer to anyone who asks me the reason for hope. The questions can be simple questions like why do you believe what you believe, to complex questions like why does God allow evil and suffering in this world? Although this was really never the case back then when I was growing up. In kindergarten to 3rd grade, I knew very little about my faith. All I knew about then was what it was and why I believed it. I wasn't really taught into the complexity of it like how I am now. I was mostly taught by my pastors at church that I would go to, and also my parents would teach me some things. I often remember that we read the Bible together as a family, and my parents taught my brothers and me some valuable life lessons, like for example, they told me to always have an answer to someone who asks you why you believe at a young age, but I never really went with that. No one really asked me at a young age like that. And also they told me to love one another, to treat others the way they wanted to be treated. And even if people were being mean to you or rude, just still show them love and show them gentleness and respect.
Hello?
I wanted to share that I hope that I had with other people at the time when I was growing up. But
Yeah?
I didn't
Can you hear me?
because I was too scared.
Oh, I
And
have
I
it
ended
on
up
mute.
trying,
I didn't
but
realize that.
I ended up not knowing what to say at all the times, and I just brushed it off, didn't do it. I then moved later on to a different town, a town where there was a lot of churches, and so I automatically assumed that the town was Christian because of
What do you mean?
how a lot of churches were. I
Oh,
really felt welcome here as I came to this town, and I felt like this is the place where I belong because the majority of the people had the same beliefs as me. It was a very heart-welcoming welcome as I came to that town. But then something drastic happened to me at the end of 8th grade. As I was headed off to high school that very same year that I honestly thought I wasn't going to go through. I ended up going on a debate website, and I ended up going on a debate website where a lot of people weren't of the same beliefs as myself. People would tell me things like God doesn't exist and tell me that the Bible is full of fairy tales and fables. All I knew at the time was that I knew the Bible was true because the Bible said so. And many of them said that that wasn't a very good argument because it was circular and it didn't really do anything. But to me, to myself, I thought the Bible spoke for itself because of how in the Bible it says that God's word is sharper than a two-edged sword, and that it can speak for itself. I then ended up going in depth and studying apologetics. I got into a lot of reading and also looked up a lot of websites from it. The reading was very hard because of complex vocabulary in the book, such as vehement, palliation, and other words that came out of the books as I read them. I then began breaking them down and used some of these arguments from when I was talking to these people online. I did ask my parents for my help and advice. One person that I'd like to thank today is my dad, because he was the one who actually helped me through this and recommended some things while I was doing this, and I have grown in my faith stronger than I have before. And then I began noticing that my parents were always prepared to get an answer to me, and they shared the hope that they had within themselves about the issues that I was having problems with. This ties into my senior project, which I presented to my youth group
Momentum
at North County Christ the King Church about apologetics. I went back into the study of my expertise, and I then began researching again. One of the cool things that I found in my research was that there were some secular sources that I had attained about the historicity of Jesus. Cornelius Tacitus wrote in his writing called Annuals, but not all the relief that could come from man, not all the bounties that the prince could bestow, nor all the atonements which could be presented to the gods, availed to relive Nero from the infamy of being believed to have ordered the conflagration, the fire of Rome. Hence, to suppress the rumor, he falsely charged with guilt, and punished with the most exquisite tortures, the persons commonly called Christians, who were hated for their enormities. Christus, the founder of the name, was put to death by Pontius Pilate, procreator of Judea in the reign of Tiberius, but the pernicious superstition, repressed for a time, broke out again, not only through Judea, where mischief originated, but through the city of Rome also. It wasn't really a struggle this time around, because I knew what I was doing. I had to keep it simple and brief and not get too in-depth because I had to present to high school students. I did this because of many reasons. One of these reasons was because at this stage of life, where most students in high school, or those who are heading off to college, they start questioning their beliefs. Some even leave the faith once they're out there. I conducted some sources where I obtained most of my research. Some of the research that I obtained were books that I personally own, like I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist by Frank Turek and Norman L. Geisler, to websites that I go on, such as GeeksUnderGrace.com, a website that I personally write for and contribute to the apologetics team. A wonderful experience that I had while doing this is that the students were very happy that I had done this, and they thanked me personally for what I was doing. This was another area where I shared the hope that I had within myself to other people who were going to probably face people, whether it's at work or college, that had different beliefs than themselves, that they tried to attempt to defend the faith, if necessary, and if someone would ask them. As I look forward to the next chapter of my life, I look forward to graduating, but as for my future, I don't know where I'll be in 5 years from now. One day has enough trouble of its own, so I worry about one day at a time. I do have plans after high school, that is to go either to Whatcom Community College or Bellingham Technical, to go for being a pharmacy technician. I'll use what I've learned about my senior project basically until the day I die. I'll always be prepared to share the hope I have to anyone who asks me whether I'm out of college or I'm at work. I'll be prepared whether it's an easy question to a complex question. I'll be able to answer to whoever asks me. Everyone out there is looking for some kind of hope in their lives. I'm willing and able to share that hope with someone because I just can't hold my beliefs to myself. It is meant to be shared with others who are looking for some kind of hope. I hold my beliefs very close to my heart, and I cling on to it for dear life, because it's a part of me that will never go away, because it's changed my life drastically, and more is to come along the path as I walk. More is come in the future as I continue along that path. I'm not perfect, and nor will I never be perfect, but it's something that I think everyone should really think about. Therefore, in the end, when people ask me, Josh, why are you always happy? Or how do you get through the hard times? It seems like you never go through hard times. I always keep this verse that will always be in my head when someone asks me this question. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you the reason for the hope that you have. Do this with gentleness and respect. 1 Peter 3:15. That is it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video that I attempted for my senior speech. Let me know in the comment section below. I know this is a very huge change off to this channel that I automatically start quoting stuff about the Bible and God, but that is what I believe in, and that is what I will continue to believe in. And let me know in the comment section below if you liked my speech or not, or you didn't. I mean, it's all up to you. This is my speech that I personally wrote, and I poured out my heart out for this speech. And maybe you're someone out there who maybe are interested in Christianity or interested into this kind of thing. I suggest probably maybe going to church. Try to go to church and talk with someone about it, you know. Also, read the Bible or study some apologetics, because we have a GeeksUnderGrace.com. I'll leave it in the link in the description below. Has a really great apologetics team that I'm a part of, and so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Thank you guys for watching this video. Give it a like if you support it. Comment down below on your thoughts on the speech. And don't forget to subscribe for more content. My name is Srom, and I'll see you on another video.